Hello, everyone. Hi. I am so happy you're here. I have been reading through the chat. It's so much fun. And I have Sheri with me from Cruise Tips TV. So I'm going to bring her on in just a second. But I did want to first say hello. I also wanted to mention that if you are here on the chat, please, if you have a question, just put question at the very beginning in caps if you can. So Sheri and I make sure that we do get to your questions. So I'm going to bring Sheri on. But before I do, I did want to do, I know she doesn't really need an introduction. She is like an icon, but I did want to just briefly introduce Sheri from Cruise Tips TV. Cruise Tips TV has been around since 2013. They have a podcast, a YouTube channel, a website. They are the friendliest cruise bloggers, full of tons of information. So make sure that you do follow them if you're not already doing so on all of their channels. And well, without further ado, let's bring on Sheri. I am just going to add her to the stream. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Hi, Sheri.
Hi, Ilana. Thank you so much for having me on today. This is a real treat.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but truly, I've admired you for so many years. And you are really, honestly, you're the kindest, sweetest person. So anyway, thank you for being you and for being such a great example for all of us that kind of came after you, because you're like the original cruise YouTuber, I think.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much. Sometimes it just feels like I'm the old lady of the cruise world, but thank you, Ilana, for those beautiful
My
words. And
God.
I admire you so much as well. And I don't think that a lot of your audience knows this, but Ilana and I have known each other for quite a few years. And she has offered me some very, very important advice on building our website, which is kind of one of the directions that our business and our cruise passion has taken over the last few years. Ilana is very much an expert in that area. So I too look up to you and admire you as a friend and just really appreciate all of the kind advice that you have given me over the years as well. And so excited to have this chat today. I don't know why we didn't do this sooner. It's so fun.
Oh, this is sweet of you. Anyway, at least we're doing it now. Probably the fact that we haven't been cruising, well, now we've been cruising for a few months, but we had that like 1 year plus pause. Well, anyway, it is what it is, but at least we are cruising again. So I thought it would be fun to hear about your most recent cruise on the Carnival Panorama. Like, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to. We had such a fun time. This cruise was really special for us because,
Oh, hold on.
oops, I did it again. Every time my little microphone slips out of the USB slot, it mutes itself. Am I back now?
You are back.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll start over.
I'll
So
let
yeah,
you know if I don't hear you, I'm gonna be like that.
do this, like move, yeah, lots of motion. So yeah, Carnival Panorama was a treat because we were able to drive to our embarkation port. And so obviously that makes things so much more stress-free. And we went on a 7-night cruise to the Mexican Riviera to the ports of Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta. But the interesting thing about this one was we stayed on the ship the whole time, which we'd never
No
done before.
way.
Yeah, we were port day people. So it was weird, but it was really exciting to experience that and to just really get into more of what the ship had to offer. So as a result of staying on the ship, did a lot of eating, a lot of eating.
Yeah, well, Chris
Oh,
food is so good.
so good. And boy, I tell you, after being on lockdown, even though we'd been on one other cruise before this, after being home so much, my gosh, it feels good to eat cruise food again. It's like everything, there's just this gratitude for everything that's put in front of you and for the
Oh,
service and everything. So it was wonderful. It was a great cruise, easy. You come home, you're a couple hours from your own driveway, which is just wonderful and something that we were looking forward to. So yeah, it was awesome. And I would love to be on Carnival Panorama again. It was great.
it was your first time, right, on Carnival Panorama?
It was. I went to the media event in December of 2019, right before the shutdown, but I was
Mm.
only on the ship for maybe 6 hours. I never sailed on it. It was all the more exciting to get back on the ship because I had gotten just a taste of it, or I should say a smell, because when you are in a new ship, it literally smells like a new ship.
Oh, really?
And
I've never
it
been.
was, oh yeah, it's the
Let me
weirdest
tell her,
thing.
but like, I've never had a new ship.
So cool. It's the weirdest thing. It's like it does. It has like kind of of like a car. Like the carpet kind of smells new, and it's not like it smells of paint or anything like that, but it just has like this shine to it. So it's great.
Oh, very, very nice. Um, for everybody that's in the chat, please let us know where you are watching from. I see so many people saying hello. Hello right back. Thank you so much for being here. So we're just hearing about Sheri's Carnival cruise on the Panorama. I have a few other questions that some people have asked in advance, so I'll definitely make sure that I ask them, and we are going to get Sheri's cruise tips and packing tips. I know a lot of people have packing questions about packing cubes and more, so we're definitely going to get into that. But if you have other questions, please leave them in the stream. Just write down, type out your question, and then I'll make sure that we do get to it. Oh, lots of people here from all over.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's so interesting to see where everybody's from. I'm reading it right now and it's just awesome.
Yes, and I see so many familiar names and some new people too. So great to have you here. Sheri, I wanted to ask you, I know one of the questions that came up that somebody had asked in advance, and I know it wasn't on this cruise, but you've been to Nassau before. And like what I had was a couple of questions about what there is to do in Nassau. I've actually not ever been to Nassau. It's just been like that port that's been canceled on us. So if you were getting off in Nassau, do you have like one or two excursions or suggestions?
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. One of our favorite excursions in Nassau is to go to the Blue Lagoon. And Blue Lagoon is something, it's an excursion that you can only purchase through your cruise line at the
Oh,
moment.
wow.
And it's really great. They take you on a boat about 30 to 40 minutes to a little standalone island.
Oh,
And on your way to this island, you actually will see where when you know that show Gilligan's Island when they're filming the intro and they have
yes,
that little tiny deserted island with the palm tree in the middle of it, you know, the one that
yes.
they show? You actually will see that little island where they filmed that
No,
on the
it's
way to Blue
one.
Lagoon. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So cool. So you'll go back past some really beautiful real estate in the Nassau area, and then you go to this private island for the day, and you can do so many different things. So if you pay just the base price, you can hang out on the beach. They have a basic meal. It's nothing fancy. It's like burgers and fries. It's not gourmet. You can buy drinks, and you can play on this play structure, or you can upgrade your experience. You can do Segway tours. You can swim with dolphins. There's just so many different things that you can do there. So that's a really nice option for Nassau. If you're not looking for something that's like a beachy day, another thing you can do, and I'm not sure if this is available at the moment because of COVID restrictions, but you can go visit the Atlantis Resort for the day and just walk around the property.
Oh, okay.
um, but you do need to check on those COVID restrictions. They do offer water park passes as well for an
Mm.
upcharge. They are worth every penny. If you're a water park person, I highly recommend the water park at Atlantis for cruise passengers. Pay the money, save the money, do it. It's phenomenal, especially if you have children or you're an adventure seeker. Just make sure that you take some water shoes because the ground can get kind of hot. Another thing, Alana, you were saying when we were chatting about this beforehand, is you could just get off and walk around the straw market. But we do recommend having some kind of an excursion planned in Nassau, just for something to do.
Yeah, it's not like the greatest place, I think, to just sort of walk around and wing it, right?
Right, not really, unless you're feeling very adventuresome and you wanna walk down to the left and go to Junkanoo Beach for the day, or you could get a day pass at the British Colonial Hilton for the day.
Okay.
Those could be good options, but not just walking around the town, especially because unfortunately so many things have closed down, and it's a little bit sad and depressing to walk around the town and have so many of the amenities not yet open yet. So we do
Yeah.
recommend something structured, and I think that the Bahamians would say the same thing. Get out there, explore, see things.
Yeah, yeah, that is good advice. Thank you. And I think even right now, like, it's funny because we have a cruise that's booked for in a couple of months. And I was telling my husband, I was looking at all of the different excursions, and normally I would really, for a lot of the islands, it's not Nassau, but for a lot of the islands, I would just get off on my own. I'd research it, but either I'd book a private tour sometimes, or I'd get off my own and I'd like take a taxi or a shuttle over to a beach or something that we'd want to do. Sometimes I book excursions, but I definitely research. And this time I thought, you know what, I think I'm just going to book all of my excursions with the cruise line.
Mhm.
Just because it's in a couple of months and there's so many things that can change, and I don't know how many taxis are going to be available. I just want to make it easy for this time while we're still dealing with these kind of restrictions and different things. I mean, not that
Yes.
it's like that in every port, but I
Right.
want everything to kind of be okay.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good common sense approach, and if that's the way that you're feeling, do it. You're still supporting the local economy by doing that, which is wonderful. I feel like that's kind of our inclination as well. We ventured out on our own when we were on Royal Caribbean's Adventure of the Seas. We did our own thing in a couple of the ports. We did a Jeep tour in Cozumel that was really fun and felt really safe and very controlled because it was kind of short
Oh,
and we knew we'd be
nice.
back in
That's nice.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with you, and I think for a lot of people, I think that's the way to start back off.
Yeah. Well, I think especially if it's a new port. Like for me, if I was
Oh.
going to, let's say, Cozumel, I know Cozumel so well. I've been there so many times that I feel pretty comfortable there. I think I would still research. But like, for instance, we're going to Tortola. I've never been there before, so I don't really know what to expect.
Ooh.
So, like, have you been?
Yes, it is
Okay.
probably
Just
one of
Van
my
Dyke
all-time
or
favorites.
Virgin Gorda?
What's that? Say that again?
Just Van Dyke or Virgin Gorda?
It
If
doesn't matter, just do one of those 2 things.
okay.
You cannot go wrong. I did Virgin Gorda for the baths. So if you're
Mhm.
gonna do Virgin Gorda, take an
Yeah.
organized excursion and go do the baths, but our community raves about Jost Van Dyke. I haven't been, but it's
Okay.
on the favorites list. I think Jost Van Dyke is more of a chill out kind of a day with there's amenities there. So you
Yeah.
have, right on the beach, you're gonna have, like, drinks and things, whereas the baths are more focused on the hike down, and then most people do a little swimming and kind of just hang out in that natural area. Then you can hike up the hill to a restaurant, but kind of different vibes. But you've hit it on the head. Those are the two perfect things to do there.
Okay, so I have to just think what we want to do. And guys in the chat, if you want to let me know, what should I do in Tortola? Should I go to, I didn't
Ooh.
realize it was pronounced Jost Van Dyke, so I learned something new. So should I go to Jost Van Dyke or should I go to Virgin Gorda if you've been? Now I see a question, so I'm going to show it.
I don't know
Oh,
if it's Yost or Yost. Maybe someone can tell us in the
yeah,
chat.
absolutely.
Correct me too.
And I see some other questions too. If you have a question, try to type question at the beginning, especially if you put it in caps. It's easier for me to see because there's a whole like chat at the side. So Alicia is asking, Sheri, what is your favorite cruise line, like your go-to, if you could pick only one?
Oh man, why do people do this to me?
I
It's like
know that's
torture.
hard, eh? Especially it's a
Picking your favorite child.
especially when you have a cruise YouTube channel.
Yeah. I will say this, we have sailed if I had to pick one, it would have to be Princess, but I like different cruise lines for different things, but if you forced me to pick one, I would say Princess, and the reason why is and it's so hard for me to put it into words, it feels like home. I tell people that all the time, it just feels like home, um, but she's making me pick. Come on, Alicia. All right, what do you think, Ilana? Tell us yours if you had to pick.
Okay. So actually, I think very similarly to you because even though we started with Royal Caribbean, we then went on to Princess, and after a couple of days, it was that homey, friendly feeling. And I know that that was at the time that was kind of their motto. I think they had friendly in there or something. Anyway, but
Mhm.
they're so friendly, so helpful. I don't know. I just find it easy. It doesn't mean that every night I'm at a show. To be honest, I find that some other cruise lines have what I would consider to be maybe better or more like of a wow factor entertainment. But I just always enjoy Princess, whether it's the piano bar or the comedians or just hanging out at the martini bar. And I love the martini bar.
Mhm.
I like it. I always like the food. I like the casual food. I like the main dining room. But I would say when we sailed with Celebrity, and we've only done 3 Celebrity cruises, but I was kind of blown away when I went on Celebrity for the first time. Have you been on Celebrity?
Not yet, but a lot of people who like Princess say the same thing, so I'm glued to what you're about to say.
Yeah. So what it was, and I'm just being completely honest here, is there were so many little things. I even wrote a blog post at the time, I think, called like the little things we love, but genuinely, it was especially at the time, it was things that I didn't see on other cruise lines. Like something very simple, like we were super hot and we were coming back from, I don't remember where we were. I think we went to Bermuda. So we were coming back like from the beach, and there was like the table with like the cold cloths that said, I think, cold cloth or something like that, rolled up handed to us with silver tongs to put behind our neck, and the citrus waters, like the grapefruit water and the lemon water. And I'm like a sucker for fancy water. I don't know. Give me fancy
Oh,
water.
yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't cost a lot of money, right? But I like the fancy water. So that another thing, when we had gone to the gym, like when I say we, I mean when I went to the gym, like come out of the gym, and there was like the fancy water outside of the gym. You didn't need to be in the spa. You didn't need to be paying extra. There was just like fancy water.
Mhm.
Pool deck, there was the fancy water.
Uh-huh.
All of the chairs were covered with towels, like perfectly laid
Ooh.
out. In the bathroom, there was a bathroom attendant handing you a towel. It was the little tiny things everywhere that just, I kind of felt like it was a little bit effortless, and
Mhm.
a little bit like, when they say modern luxury, it did feel that, because I'm certainly not like a super fancy person or anything. I didn't find it felt snotty. It just felt like they treated you like you were on vacation. So
Yeah.
I do love Princess. So those are kind of my two favorites, but and I love other lines as well, because honestly, they're fun. I have a good time, and I think they all have their pluses. So I haven't met a cruise that I haven't liked. So
It's true. I bet you and I could go on and on. It's like we cruise with different lines because we love all of them. I love Carnival for fun. I love MSC for the yacht club. I love Royal Caribbean for the private island. Like you can't make those of us who cruise all the different lines pick. You just can't.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I'm just highlighting Lou's because he had an interesting comment, I think, for people that might be interested in that. I agree, Lou, they are really quite good. I don't know if they're better, but that's, I guess, everybody is different. But definitely, I think they have been doing a great job. Hey, JJ Cruise in the house. You guys have been cruising so much. I'm not jealous. I'm just looking through for some questions. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Matthew is cruising on Sky Princess in December. One of the stops is Belize, which is on the CDC very high list. Would you recommend staying on the ship? What do you think, Sheri?
Nope, I wouldn't. I would do a princess excursion. Chances are, if you do a princess excursion, you'll have very little contact with anything that could be harmful. In Belize, I would highly recommend that you do a reef snorkel because that is one of the most gorgeous snorkeling areas anywhere. And do something with the cruise line, but it wouldn't stop me. Nope.
Yeah. And I feel the same. In Belize, actually, we didn't really walk around the port area when we went a few years ago. We did an excursion to Gough Cay.
That's what we did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the
Yep.
best. Like
Yep. The best.
this little tiny island. To me, it felt like this being dropped off in paradise. And they
Yeah.
had like a beach barbecue there. I think you had to pay extra. Like it was like
Hmm.
brochettes or something, like
Yeah.
it was like $8. It wasn't expensive. And they had unlimited, really phenomenal rum punch. So plus the snorkeling, it was the only snorkeling trip I've ever done that I loved the snorkeling.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't always love the snorkeling. I love a snorkeling excursion for the catamaran, but like I just found there, because of the reef, you truly saw so many beautiful fish and coral. So
Yeah.
Matthew, it's unanimous between me and Sheri. Get
Yes.
off
That's
the
key.
excursion.
Yep, and it's spelled Goff apostrophe S. It's the only thing I've ever done in Belize. It sounds like Alana did the same thing. One thing to know about Goff's Key is if you want to skip the snorkeling, you can. If you love snorkeling, don't skip it. We skipped it because our son was only maybe 3 or 4 and he
Oh,
wasn't ready to snorkel yet, and we had a phenomenal time. We just stayed back on that little private island while everybody else was
gorgeous.
gone, and it
And
was
so
great.
near the water, and yeah, so definitely.
Yeah.
John, do you know anything about the MSC Seashore coming to Miami in November? You know what? I don't.
Mm,
I hate to say no.
yeah.
Maybe Sherry does.
No, it's okay. I do. MSC Seashore is going to be an incredible ship. In some ways, she's a little bit like MSC Seaside, but where they've really upped their game on MSC Seashore is with the dining. You're going to find some really innovative new dining concepts, and the yacht club is going to be amazing too. We're big MSC Yacht Club fans. Also, the pools are kind of new and improved. So get out there, do it, get out to their private island. It's going to be an incredible ship. If it's anything like Seaside, oh my goodness, don't wait. And if you can splurge for the yacht club, do it. If not, I strongly recommend the Aria experience, which is spelled Aurea, as your experience of choice since you have to choose an experience level on MSC. Start there.
So that is good advice. Actually, Frank and I, and Ethan, who usually cruises with us, my son, we've never done MSC, but we were looking. I think you had a vlog about, was it the Seaside? Which
We
cruise?
did both. We did Seaside and Maravilla. Maravilla was over in Europe and Seaside was Caribbean, and they're very different ships. Maravilla is like Royal Caribbean in that it's more of an inwardly focused ship with like the big promenade, whereas Seaside is all about outer decks. It has the Bridge of Sighs on the back where you walk up way up high and look down. Just glorious.
Yeah, I think it was a Seaside. I saw both of them, but the Seaside in particular, just the ship looked stunning. So yeah, we definitely want to do that sometime. I'm just looking to see inclusive dining. How does it work? One price per day or one price per cabin?
I think it depends on the cruise line. Like Royal Caribbean, you could buy a 3 and 5 night package. But most cruise lines include there's free food that you can eat or included food that you could eat every day, but upcharges are different on every line. I hope that that's not confusing to Phoebe, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I know when I at one point we had a Royal Caribbean cruise booked and we weren't able to go on it, so I did end up canceling that one. But we were looking at like the dining packages, and they had like an unlimited dining package. I think it was. I
Yeah.
think it was all 7 nights. I decided though not to do it. I had booked like a 3 night package because I still wanted to try the main dining room because I still like the main dining room. So I didn't want to have to be going to like a restaurant where I made reservations each night or anything like that. So, but I
Yeah. It's a
same
lot
as
of food too. If you do the ultimate, it's a lot on Royal Caribbean because then you're in specialty. The food is extra super rich. But Phoebe, if you're thinking about like the unlimited package that Ilana just mentioned, it's going to be per person probably for the whole cruise when you buy a package. So if for example, if it says it's $299, that's probably per person for the whole cruise. But yeah.
Oh, we love these questions. Keep them coming, guys. All right. So, Sheri, what's your favorite port?
Oh, one of my favorite ports is the one that we talked about earlier, which is Tortola in the Caribbean.
Nice.
But I think what I loved so much about it was going to Virgin Gorda for the day. So I'd have to say that is one of my favorites. I also never get tired of Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. I love the lush tropical feel. I love the people. I love the food. I love all that there is to do, all the adventure. How about you, Alana?
So my favorite probably is Bermuda. If I was just thinking about ports, but usually I think of it as a whole other itinerary. So
Mm,
because most of the time our Bermuda cruises have been like that, we've spent 2 to 3 days in Bermuda. Sometimes we've had like on 9 or 10 day cruises. We've also done a little bit of New England as well.
mm.
Uh, one cruise we did only one day in Bermuda. That was such a nice itinerary. Like, oh my gosh, I think it was like maybe more than 10 years ago. If anybody remembers this itinerary, it was when the Crown Princess left from Brooklyn, New York. It left from was it Crown Bay? Anyway, it was the Crown Princess, and it did 9 days. And it was Bermuda, it was San Juan, it was like St. Martin, and I think like
Wow.
remember maybe it was Princess K's. I don't know. It was one of the other like, but it was really 3 Caribbean and Bermuda. So that was that was our first time in Bermuda. But we fell in love with Bermuda to the
Mm.
point that when we were like during our day and we were going over to I guess the beach, and we were just on that pretty pink bus at the time, because all of their buses in Bermuda, their public buses are actually pink, like the pale pink. And
What?
the bus driver is wearing Bermuda shorts, like navy ones and high socks. And when you get onto the bus driver says, "Good day." And then all the passengers are like, "Good day." And everyone
Oh,
just, "Good day." I don't know. It's just so friendly and
fun.
civilized. And so as we were going around, I thought, how can I move here? I really part of the British Commonwealth, I think it is, but you can't, even though I'm Canadian, you can't move to Bermuda. So
Oh, man.
I'd have to
Sounds
marry
like
a
a good one.
Bermudian, and I'm already married. So
That's complicating things there, Alana.
yes,
Details, details.
absolutely. But so I think Bermuda, but I have so many other ports that I love. Like there's so many good ones. I really never had a bad port. I'm just looking through to see for some other questions. With St. Martin. Thank you, Melanie, for the question.
Mm.
So Melanie is asking cruising to St. Martin in February. What excursions would you do?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I spent a week in St. Martin back in May, and it definitely
Yeah.
holds a special place in my heart. So, Melanie, I have a video all about St. Martin and lots of ideas for you on our channel. Do check that out, but I'm going to tell you what I love. Depending on what you like to do, because I'm going to give you a huge variety. If you're a beach person, you could go for the day to Mullet Bay Beach is a beautiful beach. We loved that spot. That was really great. There are some incredible snorkeling tours as well. If you wanted to do like a little, like a boat tour with snorkeling, it's really fun. It's just also fun to see the island from the water. So that's good. The Rainforest Adventure Tour, if you're an adventurer and you like zip lines, is phenomenal. You take a chairlift to the top of the mountain, you do a zip line course once you're up there, and then you take the Flying Dutchman down to the bottom, which is a single zip line that is the most adrenaline-inducing thing. I think is one of the
Did
most
it?
crazy things I've ever done. I did
Oh,
it, and but they
well,
put you
good
in
for
like
you,
a
Sheri.
bag. You're like in a bag. It's the weirdest
Oh,
thing, like a giant sack, and I could feel like metal coming off of the line when we were coming down. It was so fast. It was crazy. There is a restaurant at the base of it called Emilio's, which is phenomenal. Not usually open for lunch, but if you can get a dinner reservation, if you have a late port night at Emilio's, you are in for one heck of a treat. And lastly, in St. Martin, I think one of the most beautiful hidden gems is on the French side. You could make a day of the French side, go to Grand Case or Grand Case, whatever you want to call the beach over there. It's beautiful. But then go to the Tijon Parfumerie and make your own perfume scent.
oh, I
It
like
is
that.
so fun. It's like a class. It lasts maybe an hour or two. So you could do the whole French side and do a lot of different things. So hopefully, Melanie, those are some inspirational ideas for you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Sheri. I wanted to ask you now that I see Melanie has another question, but before I get to Melanie's other question and the other questions, I wanted to ask you about cruising with kids because it really is something that usually we see so many families cruising at this time, but it has its challenges right now.
Mhm.
But so I just wanted to ask you, like, if you have any tips people should look for, or cruise lines that are really particularly good right now to try and cruise with kids, or even if it's just for the future. Like, because oftentimes I know even for me, when I was cruising with my kids and they were younger, I would look ahead for like a few months or a year from now. I would not usually book last minute with the kids. I had to plan. Like, if you
You
haven't,
really do.
yeah,
Yeah. It's difficult. I think at the moment, Royal Caribbean is really standing out as a premier line for cruising with families.
no, that's
They do have strict vaccination rules, and as do the other lines for a number of reasons, for visits to the Bahamas and just the cruise line policies themselves are starting to implement vaccine regulations for kids who are 12 and up. One thing you should know about Carnival at the moment is that Carnival's children's centers for kids under 12 are closed. So they are not offering children's programming. Now, that's probably going to change. Carnival is no longer offering vaccine exemptions for kids under 12 starting in January and February. We don't know where that's going to go
okay.
beyond that. But right now, I really feel that Royal Caribbean has a lot to offer. Another thing about Royal Caribbean that really stands out for me for cruising with children is that they have Perfect Day Coco Key, which is a wonderful family destination. It's also great for couples. It's great for solos. It's great for anyone. But the Thrill Water Park is just a top destination for families with kids. It is my son's and one of our family's favorite places to cruise. So it's phenomenal. With that said, we've really loved cruising with Princess with a child. One of my son's favorite experiences was on Princess in Asia. So, get out there, enjoy, cruise where you want to cruise. Your kids are probably flexible enough to go along with you. For teenagers, I think Norwegian can also be great for children. So many options, but right now I think Royal Caribbean is a great place to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Good advice. It's funny when you said about Norwegian, because that is my son's, I think his most fun cruise line he thought when he was a teenager was actually Norwegian. Although he likes Celebrity
Yeah.
a lot. I know, like, it's funny
Yeah.
because a lot of people will sometimes say, oh, you can't do like Celebrity or Princess if you've got kids or teens. And I completely disagree. Like, my kids have liked Royal Caribbean. They've liked that Carnival, the one cruise that we did with Carnival. And Norwegian was awesome. But Celebrity and
Yeah.
Princess, also offer a lot. And I don't know, my boys always really liked good food. And Princess and Celebrity have really good food, and they treat the teens really nicely. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I
I
think
agree with you, Alana. And there's something to be said for certain children's personalities.
yes,
Princess, I know for, and Celebrity is probably similar. Those children's centers may not be super ultra crowded, and some kids may prefer a little bit more of an intimate environment. And I know that's one of the reasons why our son has enjoyed Princess in the past, is that he likes those slightly less crowded kid centers.
yeah, I agree. And
Yeah.
it's funny because our kids have found that because of that, they've actually made good friends during their cruise. So that is actually a nice thing. I don't think a lot of people think about it, but that's a good point. Um, Speaking of Royal Caribbean, thank you, Judy, for the question. So you're going on the Harmony of the Seas, and you're told that the ship is crowded, maybe too crowded to enjoy. Your thoughts, Sheri?
I could not disagree more. We went on Harmony of the Seas in September of 2019, and it did not feel crowded to us. In fact, there was the fastest embarkation and debarkation we've ever had on any cruise ship ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's music and there's people and it's bustling, but there's so many different neighborhoods and places to spread out. Now, with that said, if you don't like Royal Caribbean cruises, if you're more of a Holland America, Princess, or Celebrity person, you may not want that type of a cruise experience because it's Royal Caribbean. It's going to have a younger demographic. You're going to have music playing everywhere. It's lively, it's upbeat, but no, it's absolutely not crowded. And it's so easy to navigate, even though it's huge. You're going to know where you are all the time because the neighborhoods are so distinct. So you have Central Park, you have the boardwalk, you're going to know where you are. And it blew us away how quickly we learned that ship. Whereas on like Carnival Panorama, I was confused on day 6 still, and I don't know why it was. It's just funny how one of those mega ships can be so easy to find your way around. So no, I would say Judy, it's glorious. You're gonna love it.
yeah, yeah. Judy, if you are interested, I do have a video on my channel. It's about the Oasis of the Seas and what I didn't like about it, but what I would
Mhm.
do differently cruising on it again, because I did have that thought a little bit, that not that it was crowded, it actually wasn't crowded, but I did feel like for me, it was really large, but there were some things that I did on that cruise that made it that I didn't enjoy that ship as much as I could have. So we actually
Oh.
seas booked for 2023. So I still think that these are amazing ships, but I do think there are like a few little tactics that you can do because it is a different type of cruise ship, and it is all
Mhm.
about what you expect, like what Sheri said. Like if you're kind of not into like all of the bells and whistles that Royal Caribbean has, then I don't
Right.
enjoy it that much. But otherwise, just phenomenal. Uh,
Beautiful. Yeah.
so we're gonna wrap up, guys, in like 12 minutes. So I'm gonna try to find a few other questions. But don't leave yet because we're going to talk about Sheri's Vlogtoberfest, which is just amazing. I'm just scrolling through, trying to find questions. I apologize if I didn't get to everybody. We'll definitely do more lives and more shows, so I'll definitely make sure that I do get everybody's questions another time. Connecting rooms on Freedom of the Seas, Ocean View. I want to royal up. Can they guarantee connecting rooms? I don't think so.
Mm-mm. I don't think so. I think I just heard Matt at Royal Caribbean Blog answering this question the other day, and I don't think so.
Yeah. And speaking of, ooh, that world cruise. Sheri, we were talking about that off air before. Would you do? Okay, for those who haven't heard, Royal Caribbean came out with their big surprise. They were teasing it. And it's funny because Michael Bailey on his Facebook page did a little tease, and it had a globe little emoji. And I thought, oh, could Royal Caribbean be doing a world cruise? Because they normally don't. They're not like the hugest, most exotic itineraries, although they have some nice cruises and some nice itineraries. But this is a record-breaking world cruise that is
Yep.
274 days, going
Hmm.
from December 10th, 2023 to September 10th, 2024. Although you can do, I think it can be separated into 4 or 5 segments or something like that. So you can do parts, but it's pretty incredible. So what do you think? Sheri, would you do a world cruise for
I would
274
love
days?
to do a world cruise. Oh, girl, I would do it so fast if I could.
Oh,
Oh, is it doing it again?
you would do the world cruise? Oopsie. Okay, so Sheri just got unconnected. So we're going to hope that she connects in just a minute. She probably won't be long. They will need to collect. Oh, there, Sheri's back. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Technology for you. Yes,
You hear me?
perfect.
Okay. So
Okay.
sorry. My connectors for my microphone and my camera are sort of loose, and so they popped out. I don't know what happened. But yeah,
But you're here now.
Steve and I
So,
would so do that cruise. It's not a good reality for me because I do have a full-time job and I can't afford a world cruise, but I would love to do it. I mean, are you kidding? A chance to visit 150 destinations, 65 countries, 11 wonders of the world. That would be a dream. Isn't that just so cool? I would
yes,
love to.
it is
How
very
about
cool.
you,
Also,
Ilana?
in
You would do
another
it.
life, a little bit of another life, or actually in another space in time. Because right now I also have I have a job. I actually did reduce my hours this year. I work for those that don't know. I'm an early childhood educator by like profession, I guess. So I did reduce my hours this year so I could focus more on this side. But I do still have those commitments, and I have a home that I own. But
Yeah.
maybe. But JJ Cruise has an idea. They should put some of us vloggers on the World Cruise and make a reality show. Oh gosh, I don't know if I think I'm a little too private for that, but it does
Count
sound
me
fun.
out. No, yeah, no.
Could you
Different vloggers, not me. But that would
imagine?
be I would watch. I just wouldn't
Oh
want to
my
be on it.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
JJ, that
hilarious.
is a fun idea though. I like that.
That is really funny. Oh my gosh. Oh
Okay.
man.
Um Jennifer is asking a question. Mexican Riviera cruise in February, April, or October. What month do you recommend?
Go ahead, Ilana. You first.
No, I don't have. I'd love to know this. I don't
Okay.
know. I was going to ask you about cruising out of LA and the Mexican Riviera because we would love to come to LA and do a cruise out of there.
Yeah. It's great. The reason I'm going to recommend February or April to
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jennifer is because it's whale watching season. So if I had to choose one
Oh,
of those, yeah, I'm going to pick February for you, Jennifer. And here's why. Number one, it's not spring break.
mm,
Okay. Number two, you've got whale watching. And number three, the prices are great in February, like really low. When you get into April, you're going to have spring break prices, you're going to have spring break crowds. October is great, but October is still considered the rainy season and it's quite humid
oh.
in Mexico. That would not stop me. The month I would be least interested out of the three you listed would be April, personally, because I don't like spring break cruises.
I think that's really good practical advice. Okay, thank you. And now I have just for fun, and I did this the same. Sorry, I did the same thing when I had Emma on my show about a month ago. Is I asked a few questions, and I call it this or that cruise edition. So, do you guys all want to hear Sheri's like this or that? It's kind of like a lightning kind of thing, like lightning round, but we're gonna hear Sheri's preferences. Okay, all right. So you have to choose one, okay, Sheri? Main
Okay.
dining room or buffet?
Main dining room.
Okay. I feel like I thought that.
Yeah.
Sea day or port day?
Port day.
Oh, fun. Caribbean or the Med?
The med.
Oh, I know I love the Med too.
Uh-huh.
Pizza or chocolate lava cake?
Chocolate lava cake. Although I'm not a dessert person, but warm chocolate melting cake is the one thing I love.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. You know what? I'll just stop. My friend, it was my 50th birthday in the summertime, and really like here where we live, we're pretty much have been on almost a lockdown for a little while. Like it has definitely opened up, but anyway. So she did a little thing at her house just with a couple of couples. It was so sweet of her, but she made it a cruise theme. And she made chocolate lava cake and it was delicious. Like it was so
Yeah.
good.
It's just as good at home as it is on the cruise. It's so
It-
easy to make too.
wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that's
So
awesome.
if you guys have not cruised with Carnival in particular, I think that's the best thing about Carnival is the chocolate lava cake. Let me know if you guys agree.
Yes.
Carry on or checked luggage.
Oh gosh, you know the answer to that. Everybody, 100% carry on and carry on only. Like if I'm flying, I will never, ever, ever check a bag ever. But if
What?
I'm exceptions to the rule when I'm not flying.
Okay, so you know what? Another time, Sheri, we have to have maybe you and maybe it could like do a few people like for just packing tips.
Yes.
Let me know, guys, like in the comments if you would like to see like a live or a video just with like different cruise vloggers and like our packing tips. We're all going to be very different on it,
Hmm. Yeah.
but I'd love to have Sheri back for packing tips. Okay, a big ship or a small ship?
Small.
Ooh, fun. Sunset or sunrise?
Sunrise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm an
Wow.
early riser.
Okay. Spa or water slides?
Ah, water slides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for
Wow.
sure.
Fun.
Yeah.
She's more fun than me. Um, an inside or a balcony stateroom?
Oh, for sure, balcony.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Nice. Beverage package or Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
only ever get the beverage package on Royal Caribbean. Ever. Yeah.
Is it that good on Royal Caribbean? Is that why?
It's that they offer exceptions. My husband is not he does not drink alcohol,
Oh,
and
okay.
so it's the only cruise line that allows an exception, so I can purchase him uh the um the Royal Refreshment package and I can get myself the drink package. Otherwise, it doesn't make financial sense for us because he doesn't drink at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
We are almost done, but I wanted to just chat with you just briefly about Vlogtoberfest. When did you
Sure.
like, first of all, Vlogtoberfest is like live videos and pre-recorded videos as well, but like throughout the entire month, right? Of October?
Yeah. Yeah, you said it right. Exactly. Vlogtoberfest is just a time when we go live frequently and we also put out a lot of videos during the month of October. We started it 5 years ago and it's been a really fun challenge for us. It's not an everyday thing. So it's every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:15 Pacific in the month of October. We go live. And then
Oh,
in between that, we've had some video releases. Like tonight, we're premiering the vlog from our Carnival Panorama, our first sea day, which is a really fun vlog. So just
oh,
lots of great stuff, lots of great activity and interaction with our community because they're live events just like this. So we get to chat with everybody. So it's fun and we're always very sad when it's over. We also make special cocktails every Friday night. So every week has a cocktail recipe and it's usually fall themed. So it's just an extra fun time to come together and kind of get ready for the holiday season and share what we all love, which is cruising.
yes, I love that. Now, can you give us a hint what Friday's cocktail is?
Yes,
We'll
this
be like the
Friday
insiders, okay, guys?
it's
Like you
so
are here
yeah.
on this live, and then like you'll know it like in advance. We're like insiders.
So good. It's like a cranberry spritz. So it's basically like
Cool.
cranberry juice and prosecco is all you really need, and you could spike it a little bit if you want. You could also make it a mocktail by just using cranberry juice and like a sparkling water. So
Mhm.
we keep it on our website. If you go to cruisetipstv.com and you search fall cocktails, we have the recipes, but they also have the date next to them. So it says like, okay, October 22nd or 23rd, and then you can pick the date for the cocktail and mix either a cocktail or mocktail and have it with us on air.
Oh, okay. So I love that. I think that I'll make it. I'm gonna try to make it for your Friday live show. Sometimes
Fun. It's so late for you. I'm sorry.
no, it's what I don't think it's that late. I think it's like 8:15 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not that late. It's just that like I think a lot of my friends who don't know anyway, a lot of my friends think that it takes no time to do anything on YouTube and my blog. I'm like with my
Right.
full-time job, cooking for my family and cleaning my house and doing all that stuff and then doing all the
Yeah.
YouTube stuff. I don't have that much time. I think a
No.
lot of other people feel the same way, but
Oh man, it is a challenge. I hear you, sister. I hear you.
yeah, yeah, but a lot of fun. Anyway, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on. Would you mind just letting everybody know, like especially people who maybe don't know you as well, where they can find you, like the best places to kind of like hook up with your content?
Yeah, sure. We're at Cruise Tips TV everywhere. Our website is cruisetipstv.com. YouTube, we're Cruise Tips TV, and that's where we have all of our vlogs and things like that. Another fun place to follow us is on Instagram at Cruise Tips TV. We do fun little stories there when we're on cruises. So, what we do is just do little tiny video clips along the way, and we've saved all of those little video clips underneath the profile. So, if you want like quick, doses of a cruise ship, you can go there. You could see Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, Carnival Panorama, Harmony of the Seas, Adventure of the Seas, and just get little tiny tastes
Little
of all of the
micro
cruise
doses.
ships.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you for that, Ilana. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. And thank you, everybody who's shown up live. I really appreciate all of you who've like taken your time to come. If you are on Team Replay, that is great too. I know not everybody is available at this time of day. So thank you as well to everybody who's watching this Team Replay. Let me know still in the comments below. And I appreciate everybody being here. And thank you so much, Sheri.
It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And I will look forward to our packing and maybe even a little fashion live stream sometime. I think that'd be
Oh,
really fun.
that would be fun.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Okay. Bye, Sheri. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.